So I'm just going to jump right into episode 15 because there's a lot of ground to cover, and they decide to take all my goodwill and throw it right out the window. Episode 15 begins with a turn of Drill Man, and Drill Man's kind of just, doing his own thing, drilling, and Mega Man's like, you know what, I'll take a different approach this time. I'm going to go for something non-violent. I'm like, okay, maybe they're going to come up with some clever way to beat him. And no, the way that's non-violent is instead to use mind control. I swear to all that is holy in heaven, why is this so difficult for you? Like, why do you struggle so much with the subject? Like, there's even a moral tied to all this, but they tell it so poorly that it makes it seem like the mind control isn't even the issue. Before this, though, Mega Man's like, hey, Joel, man, you want to be a musician in the past, so we're going to make you be a musician again. And you're going to play at a concert tonight, and you're going to build this entire auditorium in a single day. And I don't quite understand how he did that, because this entire character is he can't do anything besides drill, because he's got drill hands. But, whatever. That's not even nearly as dumb as the entire message, because we get back to the lighthouse, and Mega Man's like being all cocky about the fact that he solved the problem through a non-violent approach. And soon as like, I don't think it's going to work because it was the easy way of doing it. And that's kind of the whole moral issue, is not that it was mind control, but he tried doing things the easy way. And this is reinforced at multiple points. Like, Dr. Light's like, oh, yeah, you should always strive for nonviolence, but you should definitely have patience when you do it. That's not the issue. Say to control a person's mind. And it's not just Drill Man's mind that he takes control of, though. No, he takes control of his music teacher's mind even, but not before, a Whiplash reference.
Not my tempo, Aki.
Oh, hell yeah. Whiplash? Hell yeah. What's next? You got a nice Nightcrawler reference? I know there's possibly going to be an environmentally focused episode with, Woodman coming up. Maybe throw in a nice Varunga reference. I'm sure the kids will appreciate that. And, I joke about this, but I would take this a million times over, like, really pandery, modern referencing to, like Mega Man dabbing or streaming. I'm sorry. The music teacher isn't the only one, though, because the art teacher, along with Suna, also get mind-controlled. Cuts to the evening, and now they're ready to put on the show, but somehow they have all this audio equipment, and I don't quite know where they got it. I guess the implication is Drillman built it, along with the auditorium. I don't know if that's more or less stupid, but it's still pretty dumb. And they're doing the music, and it sucks, because Drillman's got drill hands. He can't DJ. You can't be a disc jockey. And it sucks, and somehow the music is so bad that it makes him break free of his mind control, and that sort of makes sense, but it's kind of broken due to the fact that Suna is also there, who's also under mind control, and the music, which broke free of him, doesn't work on her. She still seems controlled, so I don't quite sure how that works. It doesn't work. It doesn't make any sense, but yeah. And him and Mega Man fight because, of course, why you'd be pretty upset about that. And not only like he was mind controlled, but he also kind of ruined his dreams as a musician because he played bad music, and everyone's like, "Oh, your music sucks." So he's pretty upset about it. They fight, kind of destroy the auditorium, sort of, and then he's like, "Oh well, I'm sorry for taking the easy way out." Which, again, that's not the issue. The issue is the mind control part. It's baffling. Like, they tried to vaguely allude to the fact that mind control is bad, but because they hammer home the easy way out part so much, it just kind of gets muddled and lost.
I'm sorry. I went for a quick fix.
Yeah, I don't get it. And then after that, Suna's like, well, you better get cleaning up this. And like, Man's like, yeah, I guess I should. And why? You don't need to clean this up. Like, before today, it was just like sand. There was no auditorium. The people that own this property are at net positive because of today. You don't need to clean it up. But I guess he's just that much of a hero that shoots people. Episode 16 is a pretty straightforward and standard episode. It's basically just, oh, there's a new villain. Let's fight him. And then they fight. And that's it. There's not even really like a moral or anything. It's just that. The reason I actually bring it up is because, one, at the beginning there's this little montage of Mega Man fighting all the previous Robot Masters. And he's like getting tired. And at one point, he rips off the back portion of Blast-O-Woman's jetpack. And kind of seems like that jetpack is attached to her as part of her body. And we established later in episode 18 that robots can in fact feel pain. So I imagine that probably hurt a lot because he just froze her like guts basically. And then later in the same episode, when Mega Man and Elect Man are fighting, they hurt each other using electricity, which doesn't make any sense because they absorb electricity to gain power. So I don't know how that damages him like at all. Wouldn't using Waveman's powers make more sense? Wouldn't that like cause him to short out? Like I don't understand how this works. But yeah, sure. Why not? Oh yeah, I almost forgot. So in addition to Mega Man hiding his identity from Dr. Light, he's also hiding Mega Man's entire existence. I have no words to describe how nonsensical that is. Before I get into episode 17, I just want to point something out that this episode is co-written by Kevin Grevioux. The reason I bring this up because for those who are unfamiliar with him, he is one of the co-creators and co-writers of the Underworld films. And beyond that, he hasn't really done a whole lot. So this is a very odd pick because, one, not exactly the most respected writer in the world. Like, their Underworld films have their fans, but I think most agree it's more for the visual flair and all the action stuff beyond the actual, like, writing of the story. I'm sure there's some people who enjoy it, but that's not exactly the general consensus. Since even tonally, they are not in line with Mega Man. Like, they're very grim, dark, serious films. So just a very odd choice. And the fun thing about this is I don't even know who's responsible for the dumb stuff in this episode. It could go either way. Enough about that, though, because we were introduced to a sort of, but not really new character, Ashley. And I say that because Ashley has appeared in the opening sequence, but has not appeared in an actual episode before this. And I assume she's going to be a reoccurring character because of that. She's mainly serving as Mega Man's tutor. Now, their relationship is actually the first weird thing because I'm pretty sure this whole episode was rewritten at some point because the official description provided was Mega Man teams up with his crush Ashley. And they do kind of seem to be setting up like a date. Like, that's what Mega Man is taking her to his museum for. But it kind of got altered, clearly. So, like, Mega Man's, like, getting dressed up, and he seems to like her. But then another interaction is very date-like. Like, Mega Man's not trying to, like, woo her. He's not trying to court her or do anything. So, it's kind of just a weird, like, moral now about being intelligent. And when I say intelligent, I use that with the greatest air quotes because Ashley is the kind of smart with don't actually know how to be smart because you're not smart yourself. So you just make everything be really wordy unnecessarily. And the funniest thing is Ashley calls out Mega Man for saying a really pretentious art thing, but then does the exact same thing.
Must be some kind of immersive postmodern work of social relevancy.
You are just making noises to sound smart now. Oh no! It's some sort of self-replicating super bouncy nanochemical!
Like, come on. Like, they don't even try to call her out or anything. They play her straight as being, like, just the smartest, best person in the entire world. The whole situation, because she's so smart and everything, makes it not have any intention. And I wasn't expecting, like, Mega Man to be killed or anything. But normally when you put your hero in a situation, normally if they can't directly deal the confrontation, they have to get creative and come up with a solution. But no, she just answers all the problems for him. She's like, I don't even know what the riddle means. And she's like, oh, it means this. And that's it. It's just times 3. Not the most compelling, even by the show standards. And the funny thing is, despite how smart Ashley is, apparently she does not realize Mega Man is Aki. Like, I don't understand why this is a thing again. Putting on a helmet and just changing your eye color should not be enough to, like, disguise yourself. Like, it's a good thing Mega Man is not, like, a villain, because he would get away with literally anything if he just put some contacts in. And this isn't a situation where, like, Dr. Light, where she's pretending not to know. No, and thanks Ashley, who has not figured out that he and Aki are the same person. So dumb. Despite episode 18 being more story-focused in general than the others, I left it feeling more confused than I was before, because it's focusing on the kind of hard age and the war that happened in the past that kind of set up the events with the robots and the humans. But they are way too vague about it, and the character that they try and deliver it through makes everything very weird. So Mega Man is kind of just going about his business in this forest, and he's there because of like some class where he's got to like just learn about trees or whatever. And he's kind of going about, and he's like, I'm bored, so I'm going to turn into Mega Man to have fun, which is already a bit abusing your power. But he takes it a step further, because what he does with Mega Man's powers is he uses his gun arm to shoot a stick. You could have just thrown the stick, Mega Man. Like, it's not even any more fun this way. I guess it's a little bit different, but yeah. Apparently that blast, though, is what sets off Woodman. And Woodman fought with the principal as a kind of against the humans. And he's like a hippie where he's like super loving of the woods and everything. Like Mega Man accidentally blasts a rock and he gets all upset. But then he's like super casual about murdering humans. And this is where things get confusing, because the way he puts everything makes it seem like the humans are responsible for the war. But apparently a bunch of robots also switched sides to join the humans because they thought that was the more noble side to fight for. So I don't quite understand what's going on there. Maybe it's just Woodman being crazy. Mega Man talks him down, and now he's kind of just, teaches people about trees and stuff. And he kind of meditates, and that's about it. So, very odd episode that didn't really go anywhere. The next two set of episodes, episode 19 and 20, are a two-parter titled Lightfall. And the whole thing revolves around this new, which I use the biggest air quotation marks, villain, Lord Obsidian. And Lord Obsidian is Sergeant Racism. Like, I don't even know why they tried to go for like a whole new name and everything, because it's obviously him. Like, he talks with a southern accent, and he even has like the same mustache on his robot suit. Not the best disguise possible, though. As we've learned with Mega Man, you just need to like change your eye color, and that's good enough. Apparently nobody will recognize you. So maybe he's got the right idea. And I'll give him this credit. He's pretty cool. I'll give him that. Like, I actually liked how they depicted him. It's a nice design. And I like how they depicted like the laser blast from him. And he's got like a nice little cool little weapon. And we also learned like he's got some neat little powers. Like he can control robots. Which kind of makes me wonder, like, why doesn't he just control Mega Man? Because we do learn about like a plan for him. Like, he wants Mega Man to work for him.
So, do you doubt me now? That's what I thought.
Pardon my asking, sir, but why not destroy Mega Man when you had the chance?
Destroying him wasn't the point. The point was to make him feel weak. The weaker he feels, the more likely he is to join our cause.
And his whole goal is to like break him and make him like want to work for him. Just take control of his mind. Just make him work for you. That would be a lot easier. But I guess they need plot to happen, so yeah. And first time they fight, Lord Obsidian, I'm just going to call him Sergeant Racism. Sergeant Racism nearly kills Mega Man, and then like Suna berates him, being like, oh, you should have made a better plan. You should work with us. And the second time they fight, they sort of fight together with also Dr. Light, but they don't really do anything. It's just Mega Man fighting him. And Dr. Light, though, does bring a gun out. And the gun is just like Mega Man's arm buster, but with a gun handle. That's really weird. Like, I had to stop and pause for a second just to stare at that. I don't know what's going on with that. Second time, though, nothing really changed, but then Mega Man just beats him. And then we get another new robot. Soon after, we find out that apparently this new robot is actually Sergeant Racism's son.
Sir? Sergeant Knight! What happened? Don't tell me Mega Man beat you.
Temporary setback. My father's vision will be realized. Now leave us.
Man, if it's a pre-existing character, I don't know who it is. Maybe it's Booger Kid? I don't know who else it would be. Maybe I was thinking Wily at first because of the helmet. Man, it has like very like Heihachi hair. But then I realized, that doesn't really make sense for Wily's characterization in this. So I don't think it's him. I'm guessing what's going to happen is they're going to introduce like a new student at Mega Man's school, and then after it's going to be revealed to be him. Oh yeah, Rush gets his classic outfit, which is something, I guess.